So these are different rules for the network construction. First rule is each activity is represented by an arrow. Okay, of course we have seen that. So this is a network diagram. Okay, every activity is shown by an arrow. Okay. Second rule, an activity can begin only when all its predecessors are done. Okay, so of course to happen or to cause next activity, it's simple that you have to complete predecessor activity. Okay, so might be have got a clear idea regarding the predecessor activity. Simple, if you want to go for last year, that will be you have to complete the first year, second year. So you can call first year, second year, or third year as a predecessor activities. You have to complete first year, second year, third year, then only you are going for the last year. Simple. So this is the concept of predecessor activity. Okay, so for any activity, predecessor activity must have to be performed previously. Next, here the length of the arrow, it has no meaning. Okay, length. So here, if you consider this network, here I have shown three activities A, B, and C. The length of this arrow, and length of this arrow, it doesn't mean nothing. Okay, so it's just for the connecting between two events. We are showing this arrow. Okay, the length means doesn't. Okay, next, arrow direction indicates general progression in time tail events. Okay, what it means, again, these arrows defines the direction of a or flow of a network. Okay, so of course after this event to be going to be happen. Okay, that's why we have shown this activity direction in this direction. Okay, so in the circles we are going to represent event. Here we are by arrow we are going to represent activity. Okay, I've told this part previously that circles are representing events, these arrows are representing activity. Okay, and direction of arrow represents the flow of the network. Fifth rule is events are identified by the numbers of activities. Okay, so again, for giving numbering for the events, we are going to use another Fulkerson's rule. Okay, so what is that rule? We'll come to this part later, but just now consider that we are going to give the numbering to the events. Okay, next part. A network should have only one initial and one final node. Okay, node means you can call this as an event. Of course, for every network, every network should have at start and at end only a single event. Okay, this is the sixth rule. Seventh rule, to introduce a few dummy activities as many as may be necessary. Okay, so of course dummy activities we are going to provide if necessary. We are not required to provide every time dummy activity. If necessary, we are going to provide the dummy activities. Okay, next, eighth rule is looping is not permitted. Of course it's not totally permitted, but you can use looping partially. That means if you want to go for looping of a network, there are different rules for the looping. Okay, but as per your syllabus we are not going for the looping part. Okay, so these are the rules regarding the drawing a network construction. Next we'll go for Fulkerson's rule. So in this rule, just we have to apply 3 steps. First one, just we have to, this rule is regarding the numbering of an event. Okay, this rule is regarding only the numbering of an event. And whatever you have seen the previously, these 8 rules, these 8 rules are mainly required for the activities. So these are the activity, the rules for the, you can call this as rules for the activity, and this is the rules for the event. Fulkerson rule is the rule for an event. So in this, just we are going to number at different events. So of course, initial or start event we are going to call this as a first event. Initial or start event we are going to call as a first event is the first step. And next, second step, after giving the numbering to the first or initial event as a 1, next it's a successor of one first event. First successor of first event will be of course second event, third event, likewise. Okay, we'll give the numbering likewise. Okay, so just in step 3 we have to repeat the second step. In step 3 just we have to repeat the second step, and of course if likewise you have to reach up to the end of this network, and to the end of a network there must be only a single event. Okay, so at the start there must be a single event, and at the end there must be a single event. Okay, so just we'll consider this part by considering the example. So you are given this example, just this, the example regarding the drawing of a network. Okay, so you are given different activities. You are given A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the different activities, and these are the starting and finishing events. Okay, so what it means? First, one is the first event, second is the another event. Okay, to complete the first, to complete these 2 events, okay, in between these 2 events there is one activity, that is we are going to call it as A activity. Okay, description is given over here. Okay, what is the predecessor of this A activity that is given? There is no any predecessor activity for A. It means A is the starting activity. Okay, we are given the time duration for the every activity. Okay, now how to draw the network? So here I have drawn the network. Okay, so actually at a glance you are seeing the solution. Okay, but you have to go for this solution by step. Okay, so how I have drawn this network, I will explain that part. So here for the A activity, there is no any predecessor activity. It means A is a initial activity. Okay, now for this activity A, this A activity is in between first and second event. This A activity is in between first and second event. So here we are drawn first event and second event. In between these 2 activities there is a activity, and for this A activity 4 days are required. So we are writing over here its duration also. Okay, next come to the another activity, B activity. B activity is in between second and third event. B activity is to be performed between second and third event, and here they are given that B activity is predecessor of A activity. B is predecessor of A activity. What it means? To occur B activity, it is necessary to complete A activity. Okay, it is necessary to complete the A activity. That means after completion of A activity, then and then only we can go for startup of a B activity. Okay. Now again come to this part, C activity. For C activity, B activity is the predecessor. This is the C activity. For C, B is a predecessor. Again for D, again B is a predecessor. For D also, B activity is the predecessor. So here from a single event, that is the third event, we are going to have two different activities. From this third event, we are going to have two different, that is C and D different activity. By performing different activity, we are going to have another event, 4 and 5. Okay, so numbering you can do by this way. Okay, for C, C activity is in between 3 and 4, 3 and 4 event. So remember, in circles I am representing the events, by arrow I am representing activity. Drawing the network is important. Okay, from today onwards we are going to start with the example. So drawing the network is important. So here again come to the problem. So this, for E activity, C is the predecessor activity. For E activity, C is the predecessor activity. For F activity, D is the predecessor activity. Again, what they are given? E activity is in between 4 and 6 event. 4 and 6 event. F is the activity between 5 and 6 event. 5 and 6 event. Okay. So likewise, we have completed this network. Okay. So you can apply these rules. You can apply these rules for the construction of the network while drawing that network. Okay, we have applied all these 8 rules over there. Okay, just I will repeat this thing. So here in that rule, what they are given, for every network, the start, there must be a single start of the event, and there must be a single node, or you can call as event at the end. At start and at end there is a single event. So total network is starting with 1 and ending with 6. Okay, so that rule we have applied over here. In this total example, we are not used any dummy activity. So this is the just simple network. Okay, so now we'll go for the second example. So here you are given this second example. Again, only the activities are given, description is given, and predecessors are given. Based on this, we'll draw a network. Again, I have given a total solution at a glance, but we'll go by step how to draw this network. Okay, so now come to the A activity. For A and B activity, there's no any predecessor activity. For A and B activity, there's no any predecessor activity. That means A and B activity both are the initial activity. Okay, that means they can be started simultaneously. Okay, and both are the initial activity. They have to start at initial level. Okay, that means they should merge merge from an initial event. From initial event, A activity and B activity is going to be started. Okay, so this is for the circles, you can call this event. So these are the different activities. Okay, from initial event, both A and B are starting. Okay, next, for C activity, A activity is the predecessor activity. For C activity, A is the predecessor activity. So of course, to occur C activity, A must have to be performed. Okay, next, for D activity is predecessor of A and B activity. This part is important. Here what they are given, D activity is predecessor of A and B activity. So just I'll put here first of all this D activity. Here just if I draw only this much, what it means, this D activity, for this D activity, B activity is predecessor. Okay, for this D activity, this B activity is predecessor. Okay, but in this example, they are given that A is also a predecessor of D activity. So for uh, to complete this logic, so here we have used a dummy activity. We have used a dummy activity. Okay, so now you can read like this: this D activity, is predecessor of this B and A activity. This D activity is predecessor of B and A activity. Okay, so of course you know that for dummy activity there is no any involvement of any resources. That is, we are not to perform this dummy activity, you are not required to invest any money or any resources. Okay, so that's why it is shown by the dotted arrow. Okay, so next part, E activity is predecessor of C activity. Here E activity is predecessor of C activity. For E, C is the predecessor. So, okay, so of course now you can call this as a, for C, E is a successor activity. For C, E is a successor activity, and for E, C is a predecessor activity. Okay, just in name itself it's defined. Pre means previous. For E, previously C must be performed. Okay, for F activity there is a predecessor activity is D. For F activity, D is a predecessor, means for F to perform F activity, definitely you have to perform previously the D activity. Again, we can apply that rule, that is, for the total network, there is a single event of start and there is a single event of end. Okay, so now network is completed. Okay, so in this example, important thing is the putting of this dummy activity. This part is important. Okay, so now just in this lecture we are going to see the how to draw the network. Okay, so now next example I will consider. So here again different activities are given, and predecessor activities are also given. So in this, here A, B, C, for this all the three activity, A, B, C activity, we are not given any predecessor activity. It means all these three activity, A, B, C activity, are the initial activities. That means all this A, B, C activity has to be started from first event. Okay, they might be all this ABC activity started simultaneously. Okay, ABC activities can be started simultaneously, and they must be started from the first event itself. Okay, that's why there is no any predecessor for ABC activities. Now next, for D, A is a predecessor. For D, A is a predecessor. For B, for B activity, so for E activity, B is a predecessor. For E, B is a predecessor. For F activity, again, B is a predecessor. So here, for E and F, for both activities, B activity is the predecessor. It means from this event, that is from third event, there should start two different activities, that is E and F, simultaneously. Okay, from this, after completion of third event, there must be started two activities, that is that is E and F simultaneously. Okay, next, To occur G activity, C activity must be completed. For G, C is a predecessor. For H, D is a predecessor. For H, D is the predecessor. For I activity, E is a predecessor activity. For J activity, H and I are predecessor. For J activity, H and I are predecessor. Okay, H and I are predecessor. Next, for K activity, F and G are predecessor. For K, F and G are predecessor. Okay, so here this example is over now.